Alright, as many of you actually may not know, my name's Corey. I'm one of the students who works with Dr. Solez. So, many of us here know Dr. Solez by many different identities. He has that way of kind of shape-shifting here and there. I know him as my boss. Some of you may know him as a fellow poet. Other people, he's a mentor with you. But I think at the end of the day, we all know him as our dear friend, Dr. Kim Solez. So, on behalf of me and all the students, we whipped up a little something for you because we noticed that your beret is not really fitting for a birthday environment.
Oh, yeah.
So,
hey, wow! Look at that. So,
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, that's so good.
How do I zoom out?
no, it is already doing.
Oh, it's recording.
Yeah, it's recording.
and we also thought that you should be the first to bite into the cake also.
Yep.
Oh my
Yay.
goodness! Great. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a beautiful cake.
And thank you, Melanie.
Oh yeah, pleasure.
So I should maybe explain something because it doesn't happen very often. So this is a backup video camera because the old one I had kept falling on the floor and getting back up and being just fine. And the last time it fell on the floor, it needed repairs. So this is a backup. I had no idea how much hard drive space it had, but that space is now filled. So about 15 minutes ago, this became maxed out. So that's the reason that we're using these small cameras for the remaining video. But that doesn't mean the remaining video won't be just as good as the earlier video, man. It may be even better. So what Preeti is shooting right now, this may be a video that people are still watching 1,000 years from now. You never know. They'll say, who was that videographer? Preeti Kaikat. Oh my goodness. She was so good and her hands were so steady and all that stuff. So, thank you very much for the hat. I notice it's sort of a one-size-fits-all, which is good, right? I mean, it's nice not to have to worry about sizes when you're coming to hats, yeah. And no, it was very interesting today when somebody suggested that the reason that these new young students have all suddenly approached me had to do not with the fact that I don't require them to kill anything, but the fact that I wear a hat. And actually, Roy stands in interesting relationship to my wearing of hats. When Roy first saw my Wikipedia entry, he was so shocked because the picture didn't look like anything like the Kim Solez that he knew. And so I really took this to heart. I thought, oh my goodness, you know, I mean, maybe I've got the wrong self-concept here. And so, as you know, when I accepted the mentoring award, Dr. Mengel had suggested that I stop wearing a tie. So I decided, wouldn't it surprise the heck out of him if I actually followed for once something he suggested? So I took off my tie and put on a hat and made that the sort of manifestation for the future. But then I discovered that Roy had been sort of rethinking me and the hat and the fact that we were going to London. And he had put it all together that he decided that I'm an English-looking guy or a Londoner-looking guy, and they often wear hats. So now the guy who played a role in getting me to wear the hat is now contemplating me and the hat and deciding that it's my Englishness. Now if I can only get my act together and find us a definite venue, we'll be be in good shape for our trip to the UK. So the 12th to the 14th, we're doing the Leonard Cohen event in Amsterdam, and then we're planning to go to the UK. And I'm sure it will all turn out just fine. It's very interesting that somebody who lives in the UK said she could definitely solve this problem of the venue. And I said, tomorrow's my birthday. And she said, I definitely can't do it by tomorrow. Oh, okay. So anyway, apparently we have a guaranteed solution, just not by today. So I hope it's soon after today. So I want to thank you all for being part of this evening. I realized for my 60th that there are a lot of pictures, but there's no video, right? So we don't really know. I mean, or we can make up all sorts of stories of what happened. But as time goes on, it's those pictures that I recall, and I remember less and less of what was actually said. So having video will probably make this a more potent and memorable birthday than even the 60th or the 61st. So thanks for being
Happy birthday.
part of that. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Can I just read you one little poem?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to stay here.
You can do that.
As each year passes, growing old, not. Wiser, yes. Sillier, hopefully. May you never grow up. It is easy to see that you are not. Youthfulness is expanding in you every year as each year passes. Happy birthday to you, Kim. And I'm happy to hear that you haven't grown up yet.
Yeah, so I can expand on that theme of the inner 18-year-old. So it's been said that my inner 18-year-old is closer to the surface than anybody that you'll ever meet. And I do sort of hope that it stays that way, and that's kind of the way I think about things.
Well, you know why I know you're not grown up yet? Because I haven't grown up yet.
So you can sense that.
I always can tell when people are grown up or not.
Yeah. Well, you know, what I would encourage is those of you who are interested in hearing me read poetry, come to Rouge Lounge on Tuesday night. It's a remarkable experience in a lot of ways. A lot of your preconceived notions about poetry, for instance, that everybody brings poems that they've already written. Some people come and they write the poem during the first 45 minutes that they're at Rouge Lounge. And so they're reading you something so fresh. And then others plan to do that and fail. So they write something, they walk around the block a few times in the attempt to memorize it, and for some reason it doesn't work. And so the unpredictability is also very, very interesting. And I know very, very well from often being the scorekeeper for the slams that some very good poets have really bad nights, and some ordinary poets sometimes have these flashes where for one night, you know, they are the best poet in the room, but they won't ever be again, you know. So it's kind of, and it's a microcosm of life, because to some extent, life reflects what you see at Rouge Lounge, but it's just a little bit more extreme there. There are people, like I'm talking about my inner 18-year-old being close to the surface. Their emotions are very close to the surface. It's part of the reason that poetry appeals to them. And so you become in a way, even though you may not even know their full name, first and last name, you become very intimate acquaintance of this person because they're telling you things from the depths of their soul, you know. And so, yeah. And sometimes they speak with their hands like Phil just did. Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for coming very much. And the other thing that I could have done is to read a lot of poetry, but I'm going to poetry tomorrow night, and you guys are going with me, and so on. So that's really the opportunity for that. I just met you today, and
I'm sorry, I missed the 62, but I made the 70.
Yes, that's okay. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed tonight, and maybe it will it will intrigue you more about when you walk past our room, what's really going on inside.
Now I have a better idea about that.
Yeah. Well, we're very productive in a lot of ways. It's just it may go a bit beyond what you ordinarily think of the activities of a pathology department. So. Okay, thank you all for coming, and that's it.